Greetings, clean air advocates. My name is Jennifer Hedaya, and I'm the Executive Director at Air Alliance Houston. Today, we want to tell you about an air permit application that will allow air pollution to continue in our communities and how you can get involved. On Thursday, September 28th, the Texas Commission on Environmental Quality, or TCEQ, will hold a public meeting to hear from community members about an air permit application from a company called Marietta Materials for a facility on Gasmer Drive. The request would authorize continued operation of a rock crushing facility. Rock crushing facilities, like concrete batch plants, emit particulate matter, one of the most dangerous air pollutants for public health. To provide you with some additional background on the public health impacts of the permit and how to tell your story at the upcoming public meeting, it's my pleasure to introduce you to my colleagues here at Air Alliance Houston, Dr. Inyang Uwak, our Director of Research and Policy, and Genesis Granados, our Environmental Justice Programs Manager.
Hello, everyone. My name is Inyang Uwak, and I serve Air Alliance Houston as the Research and Policy Director. I'll be speaking to you today on the public health impacts of rock crushing plant emissions. Emissions from rock crushing facilities can constitute a source of air pollution. The main pollutants include respirable silica and particulate matter, specifically PM10 and PM2.5. Respirable silica is one of the products of crushing or grinding stone, rocks, and concrete. Workers or individuals living in close proximity to these facilities who inhale these very small crystalline silica particles are at an increased risk of developing serious silica-related diseases. Some of these include silicosis, which is an incurable lung disease that can lead to disability and death. Other diseases associated with exposure to respirable silica include lung cancer, chronic lung diseases, and kidney disease. These plants also produce an abundance of dust, which contain very tiny particles known as particulate matter. The smaller the size of the particles, the greater the health risk. When particulate matter, like PM2.5, is inhaled, it can pass through the lungs and end up in the bloodstream, leading to a variety of health issues. Short-term exposure to particulate matter pollution can cause an increase in hospital admissions for cardiovascular diseases like heart attacks and strokes, as well as worsen the severity of asthma attacks. Long-term exposure to particulate matter pollution can increase the likelihood of developing diabetes, lung cancer, and can impair brain functions. Other sources of air pollution from the tailpipes of the trucks transporting the materials produced from these rock crushing facilities include nitrogen dioxide, sulfur dioxide, and carbon monoxide. Exposure to nitrogen dioxide can cause several health problems like damage to lung tissue, visual impairment, and asthma exacerbation. Exposure to sulfur dioxide in high concentrations can affect breathing and may aggravate existing respiratory and cardiovascular disease because it is a lung irritant. Sensitive populations include people living with asthma, individuals with bronchitis or emphysema, children, and the elderly. Carbon monoxide exposure can cause harmful health effects by reducing oxygen delivery to the body's organs and tissues, thereby causing adverse effects on the cardiovascular and central nervous system. With all that said, I will pass the ball now to Genesis. Thank you.
Thanks, Inyang. I'm going to cover a little bit about the hearing structure and, of course, how to share your story. With this hearing, Expect the first period to be registration and an informal discussion where you can ask questions and engage in discussion. After this informal period ends, the TCEQ will then conduct a notice and comment hearing. In this section is where you can present your oral statement based on your registration order. So when you go, please make sure to register so that you're able to speak. With these comments, they can last between a minute to 5 minutes. It really depends on the hearing. They might choose just to give participants 2 minutes or 3 minutes. After this, they of course will call it a close, right? And give you any information that you may ask for or any questions that you may have. With these hearings, they can last from an hour to 3 hours. So it's very important that you take care of yourself during this time. Make sure you eat beforehand, pack some snacks, some waters, take things for your self-care. Hearings can be very long and emotionally draining, so make sure to take care of yourself during that time. And of course, now we move on to what is your comment. Your comment is important because it is your story. This comment shares your experience, shares your story, shares the experience of living next to this factory, next to this batch. This is also an opportunity, if you know statistics or facts, to of course mention them. It is also an opportunity to share stories of community health. As we know, many of the folks who live next to refineries, to factories, to batches, tend to experience health problems, not only themselves, but their children, their parents, their great-grandparents. So it's very important to share that experience, to share that history, because your comment is your story. Your story is valid, and we need to share these stories with the people who have caused environmental harm to the communities that we love, that we live in, and that we share experience with others. If you need any assistance with writing out your comment, please don't hesitate to contact us. We are here to help. We are here to provide resources. Now passing it on to Jen.
Thank you, Genesis. Once again, the public meeting on the Martin Marietta rock crushing permit renewal will be held on Thursday, September 28th. It will be at 7 p.m. at the Community Collective for Houston on South Post Oak Road. You can go to our website to learn more about the meeting, the permit, and the concerns for public health. We have sample comment letters on the website too. We can also help you prepare your comments for the meeting. Please reach out to us at 713-528-3779 or write to us using info@airalliancehouston.org. Thank you for watching this video, and we hope you'll join us on the 28th to tell this facility and TCEQ that everyone has the right to breathe clean air.